Weaving involves strips of foliage and creating a warp and a weft. The strips can be still attached to stems or totally separated to make a new form. Plaiting is the art of taking long leaves and manipulating them in a less formal way so they are sort of twisted around each other. Ideal material are any leaves that can provide long, thin strips such as beargrass or New Zealand flax, Formium 10X, or any large leaf that has a grain running down its length. If you can tear it into strips like this, lengthwise, easily, it's ideal. A strong, long leaf such as this beautiful piece of New Zealand flax is ideal for weaving a flax flower. Cut it as long as possible off the flax plant if you haven't bought it from your wholesaler, and split it into 4 or 6 strips, depending on how fine you want the flower to be. So 6 strips with your fingernail, mark them off. You could do 8 strips. I've seen them done very, very fine. 16 strips. The finer the strip, the finer the flax flower is going to be. You don't need such a big piece of flax. You can make a flax flower with a strip that's only that big, simply because you would divide that into 6 or 4 strips and it would be much, much finer. You can make them very, very tiny. We're going to take this outer strip and we're going to weave it across, in and out, in and out, in and out. You're going to bend it down like that. Now take your new outer strip and weave that, going over the top, underneath, over the top, underneath, and bring it down. Now you're going to do the same with this next one, over, under, over, and the next one, over, under, and the next one obviously just over. Now turn the whole piece around so all the strips are back to being vertical. Da, 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 like that. And we're going to do it again. This is my first strip. Under. Nice tidy turn. And then the next one. Over when it's under and under when it's over. Then the next one. The next one. And the next one. And now I'm turning it 90 degrees again. Weaving across again, exactly the same, like that. It's actually just tidier. New Zealand flax does shrink, so keep them packed really tight at this stage, because in a couple of days when it's shrunk you'll have quite large gaps in there. That's not a problem because it's wonderful. You can just use it as a flower, or you can use it to put other things in it, like a bouquet armature. That's the stem, so round I go again. Now we're right back where we started from, having gone around 4 sides. So this is the handle, so we turn it around again so it's vertical towards us, and carry on, because this time you're now onto the second layer. weaving in and out till we get to there. I've made this very big so you can see each piece easily. Alright, so we've got to there and that one, and now we turn again. Getting pretty repetitive now, aren't we? Alright, you can see at this point I'm running out of this little piece of flax here, so I have another piece that I can slip in over the top of it as a join to carry on, and that's how you keep going. So you can make your flax flower with as many layers as you want simply by adding on and joining more little bits of flax to it. So you're getting the idea. You just keep going as long as you want to keep going, and it's getting smaller and smaller as we go through. Now I'm going to show you something phenomenal here. As you do each layer, it's actually creating, if I hold those down, quite a definite layer. Can you imagine if you are adding more and more pieces, you could actually end up with 7 or 8 little layers. If you've decided that's as long as you want to go, you take all these pieces and you push them through the middle here, down through all of the layers, and you get the side getting a really good pull through, and on the other side just tie a knot. And that is the traditional way that the Maori people of New Zealand finish them off. And that is your flax flower. And that is your flax flower. So now you've practiced on a great big one, which will make it easier for your hands to deal with. I've got here a much smaller one. Now this was made with half of a blade of flax. So when I divided into 6, the pieces were much smaller. I've also gone round a lot more times. So you can tie it off exactly the same as the big one that I have just shown you if you want it to just be a flax flower. But this time I'm going to tie it off at the front. And you've just got a very lovely layered flax flower.